What is up, YouTubers? Dutch to see you in the house, and thank you for tuning in. This is part 2 in my 5-inch long range project. Part 2, so in my first attempt at this I got to approximately 7 minutes with this 5-inch quadcopter. And at the end of this video I'll explain why I want a 5-inch quadcopter to fly long, why not take a 7-inch. Again, at the end of the video I'll explain my thought process on that. So the quadcopter itself hasn't changed much at all. The only thing I've changed is I'm now powering the VTX from battery. Straight from the 4S battery. See, I had a lot of video interference in the FPV feed, and that has become a little better. Not perfect, but a lot better. And also at the end of the video I'll explain, or I'll tell you what my approach will be to solve that entirely. So again, in part 1 I got to 7 minutes, but that was on this here LiPo, a 2000 milliamp hour 4S LiPo from CNHL. Now I'm gonna be flying on this 4200 lithium ion pack from, hard to see probably, from Rotorama, a juicy box. Yeah, so more than twice the capacity, but it's a lithium ion. So amp delivery, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see how far we can get on this lithium pack. Here we go.
You serious?
Alright guys, here we go, lift off of the Buddy5 from Rotorama. And yeah, so a frame from Rotorama, the Buddy5, but also a lithium ion pack from Rotorama. Hey, there's a grass cutter there. Yeah, I'll probably need to keep track of that to see if I'm not run over by, by that thing. Okay, so our aim, well, my aim actually with this quad, with this project, is to get to 10 minutes relatively easily. That's the aim. And that should be possible with this lithium ion pack, but yeah, the quad hasn't changed, so I'm still running those the FlashHobby motors that I had in the stockpile. Probably not ideal, and that might be something for a part 3, better motors. Depends a little on whether I get to 10 minutes. And maybe actually that video interference, the motors have something to do with that. I'm not sure. I've built a lot of analog quadcopters, and most of them, at least the last few years, have had squeaky clean video. This one, yeah, it's a lot better. Anyway, you know what? I'm not gonna have you sit through how many minutes this will be, at least 10 minutes I hope. I will cut to the end of this flight. Here we go. Alright, a midway point here in the flight. I'm at 7 minutes now, so it's at least it's not worse. Well, actually it is a little bit worse in the sense that I wouldn't freestyle this setup, so with the lithium ion pack. With the LiPo, the 2000 milliamp hour 4S LiPo, I could definitely freestyle this quad. It's a 5-inch quad, right, so why not? But with this lithium ion pack I'd probably be, even though the specs say I can pull quite a number of amps from this pack. Oh well, I'm now at 8 minutes, at least the flight time is better. Alright, again I'll cut to, well, the end in this case. Alright guys, we are actually, well, I could stretch it a little more, but as you can tell I'm now at slightly below 11 volts. So this pack can be run down to 2.5 volts per cell, so 10 volts in all. But for safety's sake, I've set the edge or the boundary at 11 volts to then find my way home. Okay, I'm now dropping below 10 volts actually. So almost 14 minutes. Almost 14 minutes. Not bad. Twice as long basically. Not bad. So guys, 14 minutes with a 5-inch with a full action camera. Pretty nice. And lithium ion pack isn't all that warm at all actually. It's a little bit warm to the touch, but it's definitely not scorching hot. So that speaks for that juicy pack from Rotorama, I guess. It can take a setup like this. Now I wasn't freestyling it, yes, but still flying it. I wasn't hovering it, right? And the motors, pretty cold. That's better than expected. Pretty nice. Yeah, so that's a success, right? And I'm not completely sure where to take this project from now. Can I get more out of this? Would be nice. So let's get back to the studio and I'll give you my closing thoughts on this and why I'm doing this project with a 5-inch quadcopter. So guys, who knew? That was actually better than I had expected. Yeah, I was planning to do maybe a third video in this series with better motors, maybe? But okay, so this is the Buddy5, my Buddy5, and this is the lithium ion pack I was flying in this video, a juice box from Rotorama, 4200 mAh lithium ion pack. And I'm not completely sure what the specs of this. I'll have a link to this pack in the description down below from Rotorama, obviously. I'm not sponsored, by the way. I bought these packs with my own money, and but these packs are said to be able to deliver, say, 45 amps. That would make it almost a freestylable setup, but maybe some power loops here and there should be possible. Then why on earth am I doing a long range project with a freestyle quadcopter in the 5-inch realm? Why not a 7-inch or why not a 5-inch quadcopter and then a lightweight version? Well, I want this quad to be able to freestyle and deliver me a long flight time when I want to. Why? Well, maybe this would be a quadcopter for me to take on holiday. On a holiday I wouldn't want to take more than one quadcopter with me. And a 7-inch would, well, it's nice, a 7-inch is nice, but you'd be slugging along much bigger packs with you. The quadcopter itself is bigger to store and take with you. The quadcopter is more expensive. And there's a lot of, well, spots you wouldn't want to fly a 7-inch at in buildings and such. A 5-inch is much better. 5-inch is also better than a 3-inch at freestyle. So that's why I'm trying to build a 5-inch quadcopter that can do both. That can do a lot of things basically. It can freestyle, but it can also take me a long way out. That's a short of why I'm trying to build a 5-inch quadcopter that can do a lot of things. And I'm sure there's more people like me that want one quadcopter to take with you, or maybe you just simply don't want more than one quadcopter. Well, that's kind of the wrong hobby then for you, maybe. Yeah, that's a little hard, maybe. But if you want to restrict yourself to having just one quadcopter, ideally you'd want that quadcopter to be able to do several things. Okay, so what's next for my long-range 5-inch quadcopter? Yeah, I might improve the motors with these. These are the RC InPower GTS version 4s. Those are 2000 kV or a little over 2040 kV. Right, whereas these ones are definitely 4S motors, 2650 kV. These 2040 kV I could fly on 4S and on 6S. Right, that would make it even a better freestyle quadcopter. And this setup would probably be more efficient with a lower kV. So, and well, I want to treat this quadcopter to a nice set of motors as well, not some, well, parts bin motors. So that's basically my next step in this, but will that result in a longer flight time? I'll probably do a short video on what the difference would be. Lower budget, high kV motors or higher priced, low kV motors. But for now, this was a success. 14 minutes, that's great. That's a endurance quad to me. Okay, so also I'll have a link again in the description down below to this battery pack, which worked out very, very well. I've done 3 endurance flights with this setup by now on this pack, and it's holding up, so nice pack. And I'll also list all the parts I've used on this build down below in the description. Not affiliate links, just in case you are interested to see what I've used in this build. And that's it for now. If you have questions or suggestions, don't be shy. Hit them up in the comment section below. For now, I want to thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video. Bye bye.